Morning, Keith. It's going to hang out. We're just going to hang out here for a bit and get some more to join us. I'll give a couple of minutes here. I do have the risk disclosure up, so you can peruse that. But I think for most of you, I think you are familiar with it. We'll get started here in a couple of minutes. Hey, Akshath. Morning, Frizu. Morning, Mike. Morning, Joe. All right, guys. So again, just to kind of paraphrase the risk disclosure here, just to kind of, getting better, I think. Hey, Niels. So yeah, just to paraphrase the risk disclosure here, just to remind everyone, I'm here not as an investment advisor. I'm here as a more to provide general information about the markets. The information provided is not intended as investment advice. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor, and that an investor could potentially lose all or more than the investor's initial capital and be liable for it. Okay, so we should not bring funds into the market that we can't otherwise afford to lose without affecting our lifestyle. Okay, so that's kind of basically the gist of the risk disclosure here, guys. So let's go ahead and share the see investing.com here. Let's see if I can locate that here. Okay, there it is. So I'm just gonna pause here for a second, make sure that everybody can see the screen. Sometimes I get these notifications that I'm sharing a black screen, which I still don't know why. All right, I'm not getting. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's look at the economic calendar here. Okay, so again, we always start every day with an understanding of what news is in the horizon that could potentially affect the markets in ways that we can't anticipate, in ways that could cause price candles or price to move in ways that we don't anticipate. All right, so that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back. All right, let's see. Clear. United States. And we're just going to pick 2 and 3 star and apply. All right. So what do we have? Well, we have a number of 2-star events. Okay, we have some FOMC members, Bowman's peaking in about 20 minutes. Okay, we have some inflation kind of news coming out of Michigan. These are all 2-star events, guys. So it's good to be. I mean, 10 o'clock Eastern is already kind of a time where I'm kind of waiting for some news around option expiration. Okay, option expiration, especially in the gold and the crude oil market. If there's options that have some exposure to gold or crude, that often has an effect on future prices for each of those instruments. Okay, so we have a Fed Chair Barr speaking at 1:30. Federal budget balance talking here at 2 p.m. Right. So yeah, fair number of 2-star news events throughout the day today, guys. All right. So like I said, the ones that probably I make note of, obviously the 10 o'clock is already for me is already covered because I have the expiration of options, European options here. So that's already been covered on my end. These other reports, really, I would say anything that's related to FOMC here would be something of note. Okay, so I have the Fed chair coming and talking at 1:30, and then we have this FOMC member Bowman speaking in 20 minutes. So those are probably my two events that I'm going to be I guess aware of going into the market. All right. So let's go ahead and start with. All right, gonna pause here for a minute before I kind of jump in, just making sure everyone can see my screen. Can I maybe get? Okay, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the charts. As always, we always start with the gold market. Okay, so we're going to start with the daily chart here. Okay, so we had, I think, some pretty good action overnight. So again, daily chart, really is basically telling us that we are sort of a continuation to the upside. Okay, we have a nice, kind of impulse move to the upside, and now we've broken a channel here, have potentially broken a channel here, right, to the upside, right? So yeah, really, really a nice looking, I would say, bullish, kind of chart that I'm seeing here, right? So again, we have 2400 in our sights here, just above us. Okay, that could, again, it's one of these psychological numbers that could offer some resistance to price. Okay, but nonetheless, it appears that we are very much in a continue to be a bullish move here in the gold market. All right, looking at the 4-hour. Okay, I'm going to turn off initial balance here for a second. Okay, so we are, or it looks like we've already exceeded. Okay, it looks like we have a lot of bullish activity in the overnight. A lot of people holding long positions in the overnight. Okay, we've like I said, we've already kind of broken this bearish channel here to the upside, and we are starting to come into an area where we could see some resistance. Okay, I'm going to draw that in right now. Okay, this is a little bit higher than what I had mentioned here, but I do see that this is kind of the natural. We had a push down, a pullback, and a follow through to the downside. So we had at least one area of rejection, and like I said, we are still a ways away. Maybe might color this a little lighter shade of red here, but something like this maybe. Okay, so nonetheless, this will, I assume, will prove to be an area that the market may not easily pass through. Okay, but nonetheless, we still remain in a very strong bullish market. Okay. Nothing here on the 4-hour is telling me otherwise, other than the fact that we've kind of exceeded. Now we have exceeded ADR here to the upside, and we're starting to see some candles that maybe would cause maybe a slight pullback before it continues higher. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. All right. So we are coming off of ADR and to the top side. Okay. It's kind of an interesting area it's in right now. I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay. I don't know why. Turn off some of these lines, guys. The lines that I'm turning off are just the 100 and 200% extension of the range that's being developed. Okay. So it just basically, similar to Fibonacci, I guess. It does a measure of the initial balance range and then forecasts. And this is all kind of given in the initial balance range. I don't use those levels all that much. Plus it makes my charts to be, quite busy, and I'm not a fan of that. Right. So in any case, let's go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile here, guys. Let's locate the Thursday, and let's locate the 830 bar. I think that is it there. Okay, drag that across 1330. Okay, so we're well above value. All right, so definitely the bulls are in control of the market. We are above VWAP, above EMA, above settlement. All right. Why? Just gonna color into my more conventional color here that I use. All right. Okay, so we are above value, above settlement, above VWAP. Okay, so we made a move here, come back to an area where we could see some support on the top of ADR here. Okay, if we manage to close below, then we start to open up the possibility of price coming back down to settlement, which would be huge potential trade. Okay. But I need those kind of events to happen, right? So I need price to close below VWAP and below ADR high, and then maybe we open up maybe for a move back to this area of consolidation here at let's call it 2355, somewhere in that range. Okay, from where it is now. All right. Or it could make a move back down to settlement. All right. Right now, price is a little bit lethargic, I would say. Kind of a typical, maybe Friday kind of price action. Very relatively narrow range here in gold at the moment. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. We got our volume profile in. We got initial balance in. Let's go ahead and call out these ADR levels. Okay, so we have ADR high here at 2371, 2371.9. ADR low at, what is that? 2335. 2335. Okay, we have settlement at 2340.3. Okay. 3. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off ADR here for a minute and turn on ASR, which is even lower here. So 2344, 2344. And on the bottom end, we call it, let's see, it's like 23, we call it 2322.1. Okay, so here are some levels. Okay, right, like I said, for me right now, I'm kind of interested to see maybe if we get an opportunity, for a little bit of a pullback. Like I said, in the past, settlement price often acts as kind of a gravitational pull to price. Okay, so if we do manage to get below VWAP here, that we could potentially see something along those lines. If we don't get there, then the next logical place for me would be this area here. This would be a logical area because I'm seeing some consolidation here. I'm going to draw that in a lighter green. Okay, so if we do manage to close here, I do see that price could come here. If it does break below that, then I think settlement and ASR comes into play as targets here. Right now, we got a little bit of indecision. We have wicks on both ends of the market here. Now, don't get me wrong, we could see a continuation from where we're at right now. Okay, as long as if we remain above VWAP, okay, there's nothing that says that we can't continue higher. Okay, right, and we have a little bit of a consolidation, although it did pierce through it, did not close below it. So yeah, there is definitely the possibility of just continuation off of VWAP here. All right, so can check and see if there's any questions. Don't see any major questions in the chat here. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay, so crude oil. Okay, same deal. We're going to be looking. We're going to start with a daily chart. Okay, move this to the daily chart. All right, so yeah, it looks like we're trying to make some strides here again, guys. We're coming off of EMA here on the daily. Looks like we're trying to make a push higher. I'm always a little cognizant of this, right? Because I see this is what I see. Well, I see a down move, and then I see a retracement. I see a followed by another down move that's probably equal in length. Okay. Well, what am I expecting? Well, I'm expecting a little bit of retracement. Okay. Maybe to the same level. You got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So are we due for another leg down? I don't know. I mean, if it's going to keep this symmetrical pattern, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Okay. Right. As long as we remain in this channel, right? It's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Then that's a possibility. What I am seeing is that it's reacting off of a demand level on the daily chart. How far could this go? Well, to the top end of this channel, right? Now, if it breaks this channel to the upside and maybe breaks some structure to the upside, then yeah, maybe we return to more of a bullish view on crude oil. We are seeing some action here on the bottom, and it indicates that we found some buyers. Now the question is, how sustained is this going to be? Well, this could be simply just a move back up to the top end of the channel, and we continue our move. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, okay, so here we are. We've broken some structure here to the upside, broke some structure here, broke some structure here, and we've broken some structure here as well. All right. So we definitely have some room to get back to. This is EMA on the 4 hour. Okay. Um, right. And like I said, what was we kind of plowed through it, and now we could come back, and this would be kind of a nice area for me to potentially consider, potential fade, right? Or up here at the top end of the channel, right? There's the kind of a couple areas that I'm seeing. All right. So 30-minute chart, widen this up here a little bit. Okay. So looks like we are developing a little bit of structure here. I see. Let's see. I am seeing, come on now. That's not what I wanted. I am seeing that looks like we are developing a little bit of demand here. Okay. You could even potentially say that we might have some supply. Maybe this is just an indication. All right. So I do see a little bit of demand up above as well. Right. So now this could be, just a consolidation range, right? We are kind of in this triangle pattern, right? Triangle pattern. So if you measure, if you once you've drawn these trend lines, right? Well, how far can this go? Well, we don't know what the direction is going to be, but we know that the move is going to be the size of this mouth. Okay. So it's either going to be one of these moves to the upside, or it's going to be one of these moves to the downside. That's kind of what we can expect from a kind of a triangle pattern here. All right. Now, like I said, we've broken structure here, came back down, retested the conviction of this person. Looks like he's still around. Would like to see maybe a break of this triangle pattern, right? And maybe potentially above this to really, kind of sink my teeth into a bullish trade in crude oil. Definitely need to see price get above VWAP before I'm, kind of willing to entertain that kind of sentiment here. Okay. So let's see. Fixed range volume profile. I'm going to go ahead and locate the 9 o'clock bar. Here it is. Drag that across to the 430 bar. So we are above value, okay, indicating that bulls are indeed in control of the market. We are above a lot of the other things that we care about, EMA, settlement price, and it's flirting with the idea of potentially, closing above VWAP. All right. So let's call out our levels here. So let's turn on ADR. Okay, we have ADR here to the top side. We're kind of in the middle of the range. We have ADR here up on top. All right, so it's what's this level? 80.44, ADR high. ADR high at 80.44. ADR low at 78.74. Settlement is 79.26. All right, going to turn off ADR here for a sec and open up ASR, and that's coming in a little bit lower at let's call it 80.30. 80.30 top side. 80.30 top side, and on the bottom side we have, let's call it 78.71 ASR low. 78.71. Okay. All right. So we are technically not inside. We haven't really technically opened the market just yet. So we'll probably, kind of hang tight and see what the initial balance offers us. we could remain in this range here, guys, this kind of consolidation pattern in the crude oil market. Okay. Really would like the market to kind of break out of this area, break out of this triangle pattern in order for me to really, want to participate in either direction. All right. I'd like to see a break and close above one of these levels. And then at that point, I would be interested in potentially participating. Okay. But until then, I'm not sure I'm super keen in participating in this consolidation range. A lot of overlapping candles here. A lot of indecision as to what the direction it wants to take. Not a great area to build up the equity in our portfolios. Okay. All right. So let's see. I think that's pretty much what I want to say about crude oil. I'm just going to check in. Yeah. So we are testing VWAP. Right now, it looks like it's going to potentially close below it. Okay. If we close below it, a break below this, then maybe we have an opportunity to go back down. My EMA is 233, Joe. 233 EMA. So I see a couple of confluence areas here. Okay, we have settlement price and we have settlement price and we have EMA. All right, so it looks like the average session range for today is beginning to so we need to adjust these here, guys. So we have actually 80-40 now. 80-40. And what is this? 78.93. Since the session open, it makes sense that the session range gets established here. All right, so looks like we've taken a peak here below. All right, a peak here below. We go ahead and open up the initial balance range. The initial balance range is being established here. So yeah, if we manage to close below this, okay, then I think we have an opportunity for price to head back down to this before possibly we get some sort of reversal here. Okay, so you have to kind of decide whether which view carries a bit more weight for you. Okay, for me, if it does close below this, then yes, I do see opportunity for a move. It's probably going to be pretty swift down to this level down here. And then at that point, maybe it offers up an opportunity to, for a reversal to the upside. Okay. All right. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market. So let's go back to this here and let's locate the equities. All right. Let's do that. And let's open up NQ. All right. Let's move this off to the right. Let's turn this off for a sec. Turn on this. We're going to go ahead and open up the daily really quick here. Again, kind of similar kind of, well, actually a little bit more sustained auction to the upside, although it is coming into an area again, guys, we are developing a bullish candle, but again, we are developing a little bit of, we're coming into an area where we could potentially see, this area right here, it's not going to be easy area just to kind of plow through. Okay. So it could, start to, either go horizontal here a bit. And if it does, it may offer us an opportunity to the downside. I just don't see price just plowing through this unless there's some sort of news event that caused that to happen. For our chart, we have a developing, piercing candle, bearish piercing candle on the market. We're about 28 minutes away from the open, so we'll see how that plays out over time. But we're still again in a somewhat of a well, more than somewhat. It's in a bullish move, coming up into areas where we've had sellers in the past. Okay. So yeah, it's reasonable to expect that those sellers may step back in. Okay. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. price is now below VWAP. Okay. If it manages to stay below VWAP, then we have an opportunity maybe back down to settlement. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up ADR. We have ADR below, well below us. Okay. At start to call out some of these levels here. All right. So we'll say ADR low at 18. What was that? 100.25. Okay, and let's call out ADR high. ADR high is 18,352. ADR high 18,352. 352. Okay. We have settlement price settlement at 18,214.50. 18,214.50. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR here. Now ASR, this is going to need to be adjusted here, guys, because the market is not open. But I'm just going to call out the levels now. So let's see here. We got ASR here. Call the top at 18,306. 18,306, and the bottom at, I should say low. Let's call it, looks like it's 18,066. 18,066. Okay. Now, again, guys, it's going to have to be readjusted here because the market has technically not opened yet. Okay. So, yeah. So, what are the potentials here? Well, we're already seeing some reversals. We're already seeing some reversals away from ASR. Okay, here. Okay, we come up and reversed away from it. Now the question is, are we going to see some follow through back down to settlement price? Okay, had a very strong move to come in here. Now we could potentially see a little bit of a move back just to test the conviction of this person who brought price down, and then potentially carry on with our move lower. Okay, that's kind of what I'm kind of seeing right now. Right, we could see a little bit of a pullback up to this level and then back down to settlement, maybe even beyond. Okay. If I'm a bull, well, I'm looking at settlement price as a location, certainly ADR to the downside, right? ADR low. This is kind of reversed the way that I would expect them to see it. So I'm going to flip the polarity on this. This should be red and this should be green. All right. This looks more natural for me. Okay. All right. I haven't drawn fixed range volume profile yet, I don't believe. So let's do that. Let's see. We're going to locate the 930 bar, drag that across to the 430 bar. Here we are. So again, we are above value. This point right here, again, might offer me an opportunity right here, value area high. Okay, it's might be another area for me to participate in a long. If not, it's going to be settlement price. These are kind of my two areas of interest for long positions. Okay. If it gets through that area, well, then we have the potential of a really nice move all the way down to ADR low, okay, or ASR low in this case. All right, let's take a look. Nothing in the way of questions. So let's go ahead and look at the ES. I'm gonna just change this to ES really quick. All right, very similar look and feel to ES here. Okay, just gonna pop the into the daily chart. Daily chart looks like it is bullish, right? It's kind of grinding its way through all these sellers, all right, up against another group of sellers potentially up here. We go ahead and remove some of these drawings. Remove drawings. Okay. So again, very much, again, if I were to draw this, right, this is bullish, right? Bullish price action. If I want to incorporate some of these candles on here, I would look something like this. Okay, coming into an area of sellers here. Okay, we have some evidence that there's sellers here before. Now we could get into this area, right? And sellers could step in and cause price to reverse from these levels. Okay, we can get into here, right? And then potentially move down that way. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up ADR levels. We're going to turn off ASR for a second. Okay, ADR. Don't miss me ADR. Oh, actually going to be looking at the daily chart here. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, similar story, more candles. Okay, we're kind of beginning to staircase our way higher, right? Now, is this going to be the leg higher, or is this going to be kind of the part of the base of the stair? Okay, right? We had, impulse move, stair, flat. Okay, impulse move, flat. Impulse move, flat. Impulse move. Are we going to be flat? Okay, that's kind of the question I'm asking myself. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, we just completed a, similar to what we were seeing in NASDAQ. We had just completed a, relatively strong bearish candle, only to be met here with some buyers. Okay, so I see some evidence here that, there might be somebody who's interested at these levels, and they just drove price there just to kind of scoop up some more. So he showed his hand here, and now kind of showing his hand here that he is interested in these levels. We're about 20 minutes away from the open of the market. Don't want to read into it too much. Okay. Open up my fixed range volume profile here, and we're going to locate the 930 bar, drag that across to the 1330 bar. Here we are. We're above value, above settle, above VWAP, technically haven't closed, but still above. Okay. If we do manage to get above this person, whoever that was, then we could be headed up to these daily supply levels that I had drawn here earlier. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up ADR. ADR is exactly in the same zones that I had drawn in as far as supply. Okay. So let's call these levels out. So ADR high is, what is it? 52.8850. 52.8850. ADR low, 52.1225. 52.1225. Settlement, 52.39. Okay. ASR, I'm going to call them out, but we have to understand that this is going to get readjusted here once the market opens here in about 20 some odd minutes. 17 minutes to be exact. Okay, so these are old levels. All right, old levels could still be provide some reference levels for us to that we can leverage. Okay, so move this over here to the left or to the right. Okay, so my ASR high here is 52 39.25, 52.39.25, 52.39.25. Okay, and then my ASR low is 51, actually 51.85.25. Okay, so like I said, this is going to get adjusted once we have the market open. All right, but for now, these are the levels. Okay, we are kind of developing a little bit of structure here at a known demand level, right? That could offer us a kind of a springboard for high pricing. Okay, if this candle manages to close bullish, then we have some evidence that maybe we see some further price action higher. Okay, if we do manage to close below this and below this level, then it opens us up for price to come down to these areas here. Okay, so we're kind of at a decision point, right? Do we close above this demand zone? Do we close below it? If we close below it, then it opens up for opportunities lower. If we stay above it, then we're looking at potential continuation, okay, to the upside. All right. I'm going to take a peek here, see if there's any questions. Market, I demand you show all your hands. Yeah, that's what we need to demand of the market every day, right? Let's not guess what the market is trying to do. Let the market tell us what it wants to do. All right, we're going to go ahead and close off with the YM. I think I have that on my other chart. I do. And we're going to go this, and looks like we got some push here at some point. I'm going to take a peek at the daily really quick, guys, just to confirm that we are in the market that we think we are already in. Bullish. Okay, looks like we're bullish. We're seeing some bullish moves. 4-hour is telling us the same. Okay, bullish. All right. Nothing really, to kind of exceeding some levels here. This one looks a little bit cleaner to me. As far as, well, I see one last area here at 39,747. Okay, that could be resistant. All right, 747 could be resistant, but other than that, it seems like it's in quite a strong move to the upside. All right, let's see, where do I want to go? 30 minutes, 30-minute chart. Okay, so here we are above VWAP, above settlement price. Okay, all indications higher. Okay, if we do get a close below, then we open the door for a move down to settlement price. Fixed range volume profile. I'm going to go ahead and locate the 930 bar from Thursday. Drag that across to the close here, and here we are above value. Okay, similar to what we saw in the other markets. Again, this area right here, this top line, area high, could provide me an opportunity for a bounce. Okay, price come down to this level and bounce like this. Okay, if it closes inside this area, then we open the door for a full rotation through this area. Okay, which would be kind of nice. Okay, so that's kind of the two I guess plays that I see. We have settlement long, value area high, long. If we're thinking short, well, I need to see at least a close below, but it's going to be a little bit of a counter trend trade because the higher time frames are indicating that it wants to head higher. Okay, but from a risk reward perspective, risk up here for an opportunity down here is not so bad. The only problem is the higher time frame is not necessarily aligned with that opinion. Okay, so let's look at open up a ADR. Let's start calling out these levels. So we're going to open up here, text, and see here. We got 30, 39, 754 ADR high, 39, 39, 754, and then we got ADR low at, what is that? 39. Switch out here a little bit. Okay, it looks like 362, 39, 362. 39, 362 is my settlement is 39, 536. Okay, and let's turn this off for a second. Turn on ASR, and ASR is okay. Where is it? Looks like I see the bottom, maybe. Same deal. So yeah, ASR, this is kind of like an old level, guys. I'll go ahead and call it out, but we have to kind of wait for the session to open here. So we have ADR high here at looks like, what is this level here? 39, 200, 204. No, 304, 302. Okay, so ASR high at 39, 302, 302, 39, 302. Okay. And then below is 38, 963. 38, 963. Now, again, guys, these levels will need to be adjusted, at once the market opens here. Okay, this is just to kind of maybe as a future reference. Should price come to these areas, they could provide some opportunities. Okay. All right. Let's see. Anything that I should be calling out? I think I've kind of given a little bit of a hypothesis on what I'm thinking. Okay. Certainly possible here, guys, if we get a close below to come back down to settlement before we make any sort of concerted move higher. Okay. Kind of since we're kind of on the top end of the market. Or it could just continue on its merry way. It's staying above VWAP. Okay. We have a kind of a soldiers, a row of bearish, bullish, which is always great. Don't know exactly what direction, but if we see a close below VWAP, or if we get a break of structure to the upside, that could be the momentum that we need to participate in a trade here. Okay, take a peek here. All right, I don't see anything in the way of questions. I'm gonna take one peek of platinum, since we do have at least one trader who looks at platinum on a consistent basis. Looking at the daily really quick, looks like we're about to potentially make new highs here. Okay, which could be again a springboard for further price action. Prices have been, I guess, strong to the upside. We're at an area that could potentially offer us some resistance. Okay, for our chart is, also relatively bullish. We're seeing some, wicks here, indicating that maybe some sellers might be stepping in this area. Okay, but still nonetheless in an up move. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart here, we are flirting with VWAP. Okay, flirting with VWAP. Is it gonna continue to close above, or are we have not made a new high here, right? We did make an attempt, but that was met with a seller here. Now, does that seller have enough resources to drive price all the way down to settlement price? That would make for a very nice trade. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Fixed range volume profile. I'm just going to use the times for gold, which I suspect it is the case. We'll just kind of drag this across here. So above value, okay, this value area high could offer us an opportunity to support a long. If we close back inside, then we have a potential full rotation through. Long here, settlement, long potentially at value area high. Value area low could, but we have to be careful, okay, because that's kind of the how do we say, the low end of the market. We'd have to see some price action to indicate, or structure to indicate, that it can reverse there as well. Okay, prime areas for me: value area high, settlement price for longs. Shorts, well, I'm at an area now. The question is, I probably need to see price close below VWAP in order for me to really embrace that view. Okay, and the longs for me, although possible, I'm not super keen, given that we have a supply above us. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up ADR levels. We've already kind of reversed off of ADR here on the top end. Okay, but hasn't really had much in the way of follow through. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mark these levels. So ADR high is what is this? 1004.7. ADR low is 962. Looks like 960. Is that 960 or 980? Looks like 980. 981.9. 981.9. 981.9. And then settlement is 990. 990.8. 990.8. And so we'll do close ADR levels and call out, since I think the market is open now, has adjusted to the new session here. So we have 992.1 ADR low, 992.1 as ASR low. Okay. Yeah. And then ASR, what's that? Yeah. ASR high. Looks like it's at 1006. 1006.6. All right. Okay, so that was a little bonus instrument for my friend Tron. Okay. So we have, again, about 4 minutes from the open of the equity market. So I'm going to, again, be careful here, guys. If you've had a good week, don't give back all the earnings Fridays. We don't want to be a give back Friday, right? We want it to be a week that if we're already in a good place, we want to be cautious. All right. We don't want to give back all our hard-earned equity that we've maybe been able to secure over the week. All right. So we'll close with trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro. Ultimately, we want to trade like a market trader, guys. So don't be shy to hit the like button on your way out. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Encourage me to come out here every morning to provide this content, and also alert you when this content is available. Otherwise, yeah, have a excellent day trading, and I'll see some of you in the coaches channel. All right. Talk to you then. Have a good day.